2026 Subaru Forester Wilderness has more torque and more tire. Arriving a year after the regular Forester's redesign, the newest Wilderness model rides slightly higher on a new platform. The 2026 Subaru Forester Wilderness shakes off the old generation a year late and arrives on the new platform with taller tires and a smidge more ground clearance. Certain model-wide upgrades made to the regular Forester last year now make it to the Forester Wilderness, including a more responsive center differential. No pricing or fuel economy information has been released, but the most rugged Forester in the compact SUVs lineup will reach dealerships this fall. A funny thing happened to the Subaru Forester Wilderness when the regular Forester made the jump to the 6th generation platform late last year. It didn't come along. While the regular 2025 Subaru Foresters were slathered in new clothes, the 2025 Forester Wilderness wore the old duds for one more year. That's right, there were two generations of Forester for sale at the same time. For 2026, Subaru is rectifying the situation by finally switching the Forester Wilderness to the new platform. More torque, more tire. Strangely, power actually drops a smidge from 182 to 180 horsepower, but the torque rises a like amount from 176 to 178 pound-feet. The important thing to know is that this fractionally higher torque peaks at a noticeably lower RPM 3700 instead of 4400, which should be something you can feel in the woods and around town. As for fuel economy, it isn't yet known. Ratings didn't change on the other non-hybrid Forester when it swapped to this new powertrain in 2025, and we expect the story to be similar here. As with the last generation Wilderness, the approach, 23.5 degrees, departure, 25.5 degrees, and breakover angles, 21.0 degrees, are vastly better than the standard Forester. But this time the Yokohama Geolandar A/T tires are somewhat larger, sized for 2026 at 235/60R17 instead of 225/60R17 for the outgoing generation. That makes them nearly a half-inch wider, but they're also nearly a half-inch taller, which is barely a quarter-inch on the radius. Ground clearance goes up fractionally as a result, rising from 9.2 inches on the previous Wilderness to 9.3 inches on the 2026 model. Moreover, Subaru says the 2026 Forester Wilderness has an improved suspension that has been retuned for greater stability and on- and off-road comfort. Other changes. The Wilderness has a revised final drive ratio in its Lineartronic continuously variable automatic transmission, changed from 3.70 to 4.11. It has a dual X mode with a setting for snow and dirt and another for deep snow and mud. It also has changes to the symmetrical all-wheel drive system that came on board with other 2025 Foresters, namely faster center differential lockup for reduced wheel spin when off-roading. The system also takes in steering angle data for improved stability at turn-in and cornering at high speed. Also, the tow rating is now 3,500 pounds thanks to a revised transmission cooler. The latest generation EyeSight driver assist technology is present, as is the Subaru Starlink 11.6-inch tablet-style multimedia system with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can opt for the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that can display navigation right in front of you. The Wilderness also has standard roof rails that can accommodate 800 pounds statically, 176 pounds when underway, copper-themed accents, and an animal-free interior. Available this fall. Not much additional detail is yet available, but we will know how much the new Wilderness costs and what kind of fuel economy it can muster when we get closer to its fall 2025 release date. Quite frankly, the 2026 Subaru Forester Wilderness will look just like any other 2025 non-Wilderness Forester on the inside and have the same powertrain, but it'll also have the jacked-up stance of the existing Forester Wilderness. You'll just have to use your imagination to combine the two in the meantime. 2026 Subaru Forester Wilderness specifications. Base price $37,000, MTS. Layout. Front engine, AWD, 5 pass, 4-door SUV. Engine 2.5L/180 HP/178 lb-ft DOHC 16 valve flat 4. Transmission CVT. Curb weight 3,700 pounds, MTS. Wheelbase 105.1 in. LXWXH. N/A. 0 to 60 miles per hour. 8.8 SEC, MTS. EPA fuel econ. N/A. EPA range, comb. N/A. On sale. Fall 2025.